Welcome back, besties, to another episode of IEM Besties. I'm Stephanie Ramierez.
I'm Vanessa Cazarez.
And today we're going to do a little something different for you guys just because we want you guys to get to know us a little better with questions that you might have from us that we would just love to answer. So that's kind of how the show's going to be rolling today.
Oh, yeah. I'm really excited. You guys sent in a lot of really good questions for us, so let's get into it.
Let's get in this shit.
Let me just open. I guess I'll read one and then you can read one.
Go back and forth.
Yeah. If you were a dog, what kind would it be and why?
I think if I was a dog, I would like to be a golden retriever, but if I was owned by like white people.
What?
Because I feel like white people treat their golden retrievers like amazing and they just have the best life in the whole world.
Yeah, I see the TikToks of them like living life.
Yes, lavishly.
Lavish.
I would like to live in the snow too if I was a dog.
Like a husky?
No. I would never want to be a husky.
Yeah, me neither.
They're too much.
They're too loud.
Yeah. I just think golden retrievers that live in like fucking Montana or something are just living the best life. They just have free range to run everywhere.
What are those dogs called that they like? Is it when they cattle?
I don't know,
hounds?
but
no. Sorry, I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking.
I know which ones you're talking about, but I don't remember the breed. But dude, that one of those too, because they are fucking smart. I actually read that they're like the smartest dogs. Like they're the most trainable.
Yeah. I think I would like to be like a little teacup Maltipoo of like a rich Asian woman who would just, have me in her purse, her Louis Vuitton, just take me everywhere, get me groomed like every other day, get my nails done, my hair done. And just live life.
Yes.
On the fast lane.
I would also like... I wouldn't mind being like a stray dog, but in Mexico. Only because I feel like they live a long time.
That's so sad.
Well,
they're lacking love.
No, they have each other.
They're in the streets.
Yeah, but they have each other.
I've never seen a stray dog in the street that looked happy.
I've seen in the pueblos in Mexico, they look happy, trust. But maybe they're just not stray dogs and they just chill. Like they're part of just the neighborhood. Yeah. Because for real, I've seen them. I've literally witnessed them.
If I was a stray dog, I'd be going to like the little taco carts and I'd be like looking sad on purpose. Like hopefully they throw me some carne.
That's what I'm saying. Like they just live a long time and I feel like they can eat anything and they never get sick. My fucking dogs are literally like, I can't have raw chicken because my stomach hurts. Shut up, bitch. That shit pisses me off. Stray dogs are indestructible until they get, run over.
True. Yeah, I love that.
Okay. First impressions of each other.
I don't
remember. Was a long time ago.
I don't remember the first time I saw you, to be honest. I don't know if you remember the first time you saw me.
I remember the first time seeing you, but it was online. It was on Hugo's, because you were always his model, so I would always stalk you because that's what I do. I stalk people on Instagram, and I remember I would go on your shit and I'd be like, "Damn, she's hella pretty." But then when I met you, I think I actually met you my 21st birthday.
Oh, that was the first time we met.
I think that was the first time we met in person.
Oh yeah, Hugo shot her 21st birthday, took pictures, and I was there. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, I actually had a good time. Yeah. I have so many pictures of her because Hugo took a lot of pictures of her that night. I'm sorry. It's okay. No, they're cute. Like I still have them because whatever, I fucking like them.
Yeah, he sent me one.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, cool.
You were like, is this Vanessa's party?
Oh my god, but you were super nice. I remember you being super nice and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
because I finally put like a voice to the face. I hate not knowing what people sound like.
Yeah. I don't remember honestly, I don't remember my first impression of Steph, but I did remember thinking like she was very cool and loud, but not in like an obnoxious way, like just very like her personality was very vibrant and very like she didn't care to like, I feel like a lot of people like when they're in public, if they have that kind of big vibrant personality, they like to reduce themselves, like be a little more quiet or to themselves, but she's not like that. She's like herself all the time. So I remember thinking like, I like that because I feel like I'm that way. Like I could be very loud, but in certain settings I can like dim my light, just like but she doesn't do that. So I thought that was cool.
I'm all obnoxious.
No, not in an obnoxious way for sure. All right. Opinions on Un Verano Sin Ti album.
It's really fucking long. I haven't finished it. I've only been listening to the ones that people post. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I've heard Después de la Playa. That shit's a bop.
Yeah.
And then I recently heard one this morning actually, and I was like, ooh, this shit's good.
I like the song Yo No Soy Celoso. It's just like a cute, like, I imagine myself like being on a beach, like laying under a cabana with like a drink and just like vibing. I also like the ones I really liked was Party, Efecto, and Tarot. Those are the ones that really stood out to me.
Did you listen to the whole album like
continuously? Yeah, I did listen to the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie, I did think it was good. I don't think it was his best album, but it's definitely like good, I guess.
I think like the songs that I have listened, obviously it's very summer vibes. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it was no shit, you know. He's dropping it right before summer. Yeah, just,
thank God. Yeah.
But are you like one of those people that listens to the whole album through?
If I could, yeah. Like when I listened to his album, I was cleaning and then I immediately jumped to like getting ready and like showering, so I was able to like listen to like the whole thing. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did space out and sometimes because like you know when you get caught up like doing stuff, you kind of like stop listening to the music. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I understand like a lot of diehard fans like, oh my god, it's so fucking good. I don't think I'm a diehard fan, so for me it was just okay. Like it wasn't like out of this world, but it was good. You know, I'll give it like a 7 out of 10.
Oh wow, I haven't listened to it, so I'm not gonna judge it. But I'm not a diehard fan either. Yeah. I am a fan though.
I'm a fan, not a diehard.
Yeah, like I'm not like, oh my god, he's the fucking greatest in the world. Yeah. He probably is.
Right now, he's maybe a little.
My personal favorite.
Yeah.
Nothing against Bad Bunny.
Who's your personal rap reggaeton artist right now?
Right now, I think just in general, it's always been Daddy Yankee.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've listened to him since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's just always been my...
Honestly, for me, no one's ever going to top Wisin y Yandel. Like, I'm so sorry, but Wisin y Yandel really just...
But I like them together.
Yeah, oh no, together for sure.
Yeah, individually, I like a few songs, but together they just fucking work.
Yeah, like Wisin y Yandel to me is gonna be like the most...
Wisin y Yandel!
Literally, I would kill to go to one of their concerts now. Like if they came together and just put out some shows, bitch, I'm in there.
You know, now that I think of it, I don't think I've ever heard of anyone who's been to see Wisin y Yandel.
Me either.
I've seen Daddy Yankee though, and let me fucking tell you, that man puts on a show. Ooh. I've seen Don Omar too, and he was whatever. Actually, it was a Don Omar and Daddy Yankee like concert.
Oh, okay.
But like Daddy Yankee came out first, and I was like, and then Don Omar came out, and I was like, not gonna lie, like the crowd was dead after, because Don Omar doesn't really have like that much of Movida songs. So I was like, You know who I used to like too? Tito el Bambino.
He was never for me. My older sister was obsessed with him though.
I loved him. I had the biggest crush on him.
Yeah. I thought he was good looking.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think it was just because I was little, because now that I see him, I'm like...
I only know that one song that went super viral.
Which one?
Wait, how does it go? It goes,
It went viral, like, on TikTok?
No. It goes, Iba subiendo como nubes.
Oh my god, El Amor.
I love that
song.
That's the only song that I really liked as a kid. But I don't remember any other of his songs, to be honest.
Dude, I used to get in trouble for listening to reggaeton when I was little because I didn't know that they were all about sex. And like with Tito Balbino, he has a song called Mi Cama Huele a Ti. And I would always be like, I don't understand what any of this means, but this shit is a bop. Yeah, like my mom slapped the shit out of me once because I had recorded like, I don't know, youngsters back then, but we used to have like record the song on the phone and then you could put it as your ringtone.
Yes.
And I recorded El Teléfono. I don't know if you heard that song.
And then
yeah, it's like literally my mom heard it and she's like, ¿Qué son esas chingaderas? And I was like, I don't know, girl. I was 9. I remember.
Oh my god.
I think it was on her phone too. I think that's why she slapped the hell out of me.
Oh my god, dude. I remember being 9 and being in the back of my uncle's Honda Civic and taking us to races, dude. My mom would like be like sometimes like my uncle would babysit us.
Like car races?
Yes. So my uncle would babysit us sometimes, and
before we continue this episode, we're gonna take a brief break to shout out our awesome sponsors of this video. Manscaped. Woo woo.
I love them.
Summer is here, the sun is shining, and your man's balls are smoother than Timothy Chalamet's chest. Picture yourself all cheeked up on the beach
Ooh,
this summer with not a hair in sight peeking from that bikini line and his trunks.
Ooh.
Skip the Brazilian this summer and use Manscaped for the smooth tools you trust for your man and for yourself. Make this summer smooth and fresh with Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0, featuring the trimmer everyone loves, the Lawnmower 4.0. Dive headfirst into summer by joining the 4 million people worldwide who trust Manscaped, and get ready for Hot Girl Summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code BESTIES. Okay, so let me tell you guys about this one story that I was at the beach and I'm embarrassed, I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't know about good shaving products, but now I do. But so if there's one thing I would tell little 18-year-old me is sometimes you wear bottoms that are definitely see-through. And as a Latina woman with strong melanin, you don't realize that your bush shows through white shorts.
Baby.
But you know what I would tell little old me? That someday this amazing company would come up called Manscaped, who had the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 that has everything you and your man need to have a perfect summer bod. Inside this package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag for anywhere you're going this summer.
Their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to the advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multi-function on and off switch that can engage travel log and gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. Did I mention this trimmer is waterproof too? From the shower to the beach, the Lawnmower 4.0 is the best trimmer down there for everywhere that needs a shave. Honestly, Steph, I really wish I knew you back then. I would have put you on, girl.
Dude,
like
that shit was embarrassing.
All the men in my family use these products, so like I would have been like, girl, I got you. Like if I would have seen you with that bush, I would have been
came
like,
out with the trimmer running
like,
here.
you need a little help, girl. Open it wide. I got you. I would have done it for you. Once it's scruffed down there is taken care of, look after the rest of Manscaped's liquid formulations before heading outside. Make sure he uses the crop preserver. Boys, pay attention. Ball deodorant to stay cool in the heat because, you know, hot boy summer is coming up too. And after long days mowing the grass, get your crotch garden back to tip-top shape with the Crop Reviver. These are all essentials for the summer, boys. You cannot be caught slacking out there. I promise you, if you really want to bag a girl this summer, you know, talking to her is an easy step. But once you get to do what it do, I promise you, a girl's going to be very vigilant about what's going on down there, man. You got to be prepared. You got to be tip-top. You got to be clean and smelling good.
And having that just delicious scent coming from your crotch.
Baby,
get them pheromones out, baby.
Because I promise, if not, you will get clowned on in the group chat. And that's the worst thing. Because, baby, once you get clowned in the group chat, it's over. It's like,
you're done.
There's like 0.1% chance you coming back from that.
But Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. The perfect gifts for staying in or traveling. You know, you could use it, you could save it, whatever you need. And if your man is using your nail kit, you need to get him the Manscaped Shears 2.0, a package that has everything he'll need to have his nails looking pristine. He needs his own nail clippers, tweezers, and grooming scissors, ladies. Come on, we know you know when. Sometimes people go south, if you know what I mean, and you don't want nobody scratching you up in there.
Yeah, girls, please love yourselves. Demand more from these men. No more dirt under them nails. No more crusty nails. We ain't doing all that. If they want to touch our hoo-ha, their hands got to come ready with it, you know? And if they don't know where to start, ladies, get these for your men. Or men, if you're watching this, get them for yourself. Because y'all need to have those fingers on point if they want to go anywhere near the precious. Smooth skin shaves only this summer, baby. Only. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code BESTIES at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code BESTIES at manscaped.com. buns out, suns out this summer with Manscaped. Ladies.
Yeah. And now we return to your regular scheduled programming.
He would literally not give a fuck and take us with him to the car meets, and they'd race, and we'd be in the back seat, dude. And my uncle's Honda Civic at the time, like his system, like his music system thingy, I don't know what it's called, I'm sorry, it was so loud, dude. And he would be racing with us in the backseat, bumping reggaeton, dude. I have so many memories. I felt like it was the funnest time I was thinking, oh my God, I'm like the only like young girl here, and like I'm like in the back seat
living the big life.
Even with my seatbelt on, being smacked around in the back, like, oh shit, like just fucking like, being thrown around in the back seat, cracking the fuck up with my sister, and just bumping, like listening to reggaeton, and like,
dude, that is hilarious.
It was literally
I have a
so much
cousin who,
fun.
like, when he was little, he was a Daddy Yankee fan, and he would always wear his little hat to the side and his big old glasses, and he still didn't dress us like that. But I like the Daddy Yankee, at least for his haircut. He never really changed it. No, dude. Yeah. And then mind you, I fucking grew up in the suburbs, little bitch ass. When Daddy Yankee he brought out a song with Snoop Dogg, I was like, I'm the most gangster bitch that ever fucking walked this planet. When I would listen to it, I forgot, what was it called?
I don't think I've heard it.
Oh my God, let me look for the name and I'll sing it to you.
Imagine being a dog and your owner dressing you like that all the time with like glasses and like a button.
Dude, like how they put fucking chains on like pit bulls and shit. I'm always like, why? Like that doesn't look cool.
Literally.
Oh, it's called Gangsta Zone.
Play it real quick.
Okay.
Oh, it's actually not okay.
So tell me what my 9-year-old ass was like.
She was like, hey, I'm like, you're walking around the block with your earphones in.
Dude, yes. My fucking limited 2 outfit.
No, your Justice outfit.
I was still around for limited 2, actually.
I've never heard of that.
It was before Justice.
No, what is that?
So before Justice, it was limited 2. That was the brand name. And it didn't change until I was like in high school. I wore limited 2 for a really long time. I was bedazzled the fuck out when I was little.
Oh my God, jealous. My mom, I don't think I ever.
My mom loved. Well, they had a lot of like little frogs and shit. So my shirts were always bedazzled. My pants were always from Gap.
Oh, the frog? You mean that thing?
No. The frog's a different one. But they had a bunch of little animals on it, and they were all sparkly and shit. Yeah,
I love that.
I also always wanted like Hello Kitty utensils for school. You know how they had that little store?
Oh yeah.
Listening to fucking Gangsta Zone by Daddy Yankee.
Dude, Hispanic. At least my parents do. They were never like the type of parents to like let me buy like those like kind of pencils, like the like extravagant ass, like more expensive.
Oh yeah.
Bitch, no, we'd go to Walmart and I'd be like, get the cheapest shit, bitch.
My mom only let me at the beginning of the year because she knew that I was gonna lose it. So I wasn't careful with my shit. So she'd only let me like at the beginning, and she's like, this is all you're getting, so don't lose it. And I always did. I did not. I still don't know how to take care of my shit.
Dude, a little segue real quick. Did you hear that Justice was going bankrupt because it's a preteen clothing brand, but the preteen era is kind of like ending because preteens are no longer dressing like preteens anymore. They're dressing in crop tops and like more like provocative clothes, that's really not age appropriate. They're just kind of skipping the preteen phase where it's like the colorful shirts and the rainbows and the shorts, and I'm not saying all of them because I'm pretty sure there's still some girls out there that go through their preteen phase, but like the majority of the preteens.
So is Justice still at the mall?
No, dude, they're starting to be sold in Walmart. They're going bankrupt.
Oh hell no, dude! When I was little, so I think it was a Moreno Valley Mall. One of the entrances was a limited 2 store, but the entrance through the street was called Limited, and that was the adult store. Mm-hmm. And then it would turn into a little girl store. Like they had like an adult brand, and I was always like, oh my God, when I go older, I'm gonna shop at this store. I'm never gonna stop shopping at Limited.
Oh my God, Limited, sponsor her, please.
Yes, I'll bring that shit back.
She will. She's a trendsetter.
I just like sparkly shit, and then I grew out of it, and I would dress so stupid. How do you move on after a breakup that you wished worked out? Damn,
that's a hard one.
That is a toughie, buddy, because I think everybody moves on differently. Mm-hmm. But especially because if you wished it worked out, you're still holding on to that. Mm-hmm. And I think first and foremost, I'm very big on like write a pros and cons list.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
I think people overlook the bad because they're like, oh, but the good felt so good. And it's like, yeah, but was it worth the bad? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
I don't think you really think about it until it's like right in front of you and like you're looking at it and you're reading it out loud and you're like, oh shit, that was pretty bad.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like this tendency we have as like young adults to want to hold on to people that have already made it clear that they don't want us back. And we forget that we have this super long life ahead of us and we're
Right.
going to meet so many other incredible people. And I don't know if it's happened to you where like you break up with someone and you feel like it's the end of the world and then you start dating someone else and they're fucking amazing and then you're like, why the fuck was I ever sad about the past?
I'm not like that much because whenever, even with my friends, I don't know if I've said this before, but whenever like my friends break up with someone or I break up or used to break up with someone, I would always be like, I wonder who I'm gonna fall in love with next, or I'd be like, I wonder who my friends are gonna fall in love with next. I was never like
hung up on the past.
I was obviously emotionally, but it was always a thought that I was like, okay, but who's gonna be next? Like, who's gonna make me feel this way next?
And that kept you moving forward.
Yeah, I think so. I think it helped.
Yeah. And I feel like for me, honestly, that's what makes me feel better because I realized like every time I broken up with someone, I was sad, I went through the emotions, but then I eventually always met someone that would make me look back at me like, damn, like why was I even ever upset? I mean, not that you shouldn't be upset because that's valid, you know, it's a natural emotion, but it just made me think like the thoughts that I had in my brain, like, oh, I'm never gonna find better, or no one's gonna love me like this or treat me like this. And then I would actually be able to see things clearly and be like, well, they actually didn't even treat me that great anyway, or they didn't treat me the way I truly wanted anyway, the way I truly deserved anyway. So you kind of look back and think like, damn, like I'm glad this happened, you know? So I guess I would just say to give it time, allow yourself to feel the feeling, cry if you need to, and just focus on what makes you happy, your hobbies. Honestly, for me, I think moving on is really just about focusing on yourself. If you feel like maybe you want to introspect and what about the relationship you liked, you didn't like, or what you want moving forward, what you don't want moving forward, what you can do in your next relationship that'll help it flourish and help it work out better, you know, just kind of things like that. And I feel like for me, like they say, time is the best healer or something like that.
I also think it's really important to not talk to your ex.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like it's normal now, like to break up and like just keep being like, oh yeah, but we're just friends. Like it's not like I know. Like no, you don't know, man. Don't fucking talk to them. That's I feel like a huge setback for people. That
it really is. It really is, and especially because you could fool yourself and be like, oh, like you know, we're just friends, but you know, subconsciously you are kind of hoping for more. And that never helps. You're never gonna move on like that. So,
but what would you say was your like hardest breakup to get through? And not even just get through, like just like truly move on from that person.
I think it was my baby's dad for sure. Yeah, because he was my longest relationship. We did it for like 5 years, and I truly felt like he was my everything. And one of the things about me is I feel like I lived a very like simple life, you know, work, school at the time, work, school, and then like party, drink, you know, there wasn't really much more for me, at least in my life at the time. And when he came into my life, it was very much like, let's go hiking, let's travel, let's I even worked at Six Flags as a scare actor. Like he brought in like just my life in so many ways.
He like took you out of your comfort zone?
Yeah, he took me out of my comfort zone so much, you know, because traveling was never anything that I realistically at the time thought I could do. I guess in my mind at the time I thought you need to have a lot of money to travel, and then you know, to get out of my comfort zone and do other things like hiking. And I know hiking is probably not that crazy, but for me it was. And you know, working and other jobs that were different, and just getting out of my comfort zone so much. He did that, and I got so hooked on him. I was really like, oh my god, like this is my person. He does all this for me, and you know, he like my life is so much better and more fun, and I'm enjoying myself, and I just really felt like this is my person. But honestly, the breakup was super hard because I didn't understand like why it had to end. You know, there were so many things, but later on when I did like some deep introspection, I realized I was super codependent on him. Like if he wasn't giving me attention, if he wasn't like spending time with me or like reassuring me, I felt like my world was like in shambles. If he wasn't like if he didn't like buy me gifts or like my love language and things like that, like I felt like something was wrong with me. Like I was just, it was
like every minor thing was the end of the world.
it was very, yeah, it was not healthy. And at the time I couldn't see that it wasn't healthy. And I was like, okay, later, I wasn't able to realize until we broke up and it had been some months, and to really put things in perspective, to be like, damn, like this really was unhealthy, because my whole happiness depended on this person, and you can't do that to someone, because you have to, I genuinely now am a true believer that you have to be happy, and someone adds to your happiness, you know, if you want to date someone. I don't think someone should be your whole world to the point where you're going to feel like you're dying without them. I don't think that's healthy. I feel like that goes back to like your attachment style with how you are with your caregivers, your parents, and it's like a whole thing I don't want to get into, but I definitely am now able to, I'm grateful for meeting him and the experience of being with him. We have a beautiful son together, and yeah, it definitely, I've healed from that breakup, but it was terrible, dude. Like the way I cried when we broke up, ooh.
Dude, that's why I love
so terrible.
Taylor Swift. Did you watch her 10-minute version clip?
No, I didn't.
It shows a scene where like the girl's like crying in bed, and I'm like, dude, bitches really be crying like that. Like it really feels like that, and it sucks.
Dude, to the point where like I usually when I cry, like when I'm going through relationship stuff, like I don't make a big deal. Like I'll cry silently to myself, like in my room or whatever, you know, dude. But this breakup was so terrible that I could not silently cry. Like I was hysterically
bawling,
crying loud, like somebody had just killed my mother. And I literally cried so fucking hard, and my mom ran into my room. My sisters were like, what's going on? Like even my dad, who was like completely dry, was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I was just I was really down for a long time. And it's a process, though, honestly. Like for me, what really helped me at the time was just really spending time with the people I loved at the time. I feel like that's really just all that really helped me get through it, was just spending time with the people I loved, you know, doing the things that I loved. At the time, which was partying.
Just getting fucking hammered.
Yeah, getting hammered, you know, hiking, and just, but obviously I got through it, but that's not what I would recommend now. Definitely no alcohol. Try to stay away from the alcohol. I know it makes you feel good in the moment, but it's just a temporary solution. So
definitely no.
All right, let's see. How to make genuine friends as an adult / approach people for friendships. I feel like I'm gonna be real honest here. I feel like for me personally, I feel like I've been going through like this phase where it's like I want to make friends, and I come across people where I meet them and I think they're cool, and I could see myself being their friend. But when I'm at the end of the day, when I ask myself like genuinely, do I have space for more friendships in my life? I feel like people need to be honest with themselves about that, because you can only spread yourself like so thin. You know, you have so much going on. I'm assuming, well, we're 25. I don't know how old you guys are, but I feel like when you're younger, you have more like time on your hands to have like a shit ton of friends. But
I think you have more access too, because like you're going to school and you're just seeing so many people all the time that it's easy to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna talk to this person because I see her every day. Yeah,
exactly. And I feel like that's something that people should start asking themselves more. Like because she's asking for like older people. So as an adult, I feel like all adults should genuinely ask themselves like, do I have space in my life for this friendship? And if you say no, it doesn't mean that this person isn't cool enough to be your friend, or you don't like them enough, or anything like that. It just genuinely means that you just don't have the space for it. And I think that should be accepted. And I feel like there's like this a lot of people are fear of getting rejected because they take it personal, like, oh, if this person doesn't want to be my friend, that means something's wrong with me, and that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Like, they're just, sometimes people just don't have space, and I feel like that's where I'm at. And I've fallen victim so many times because I feel like I'm a people pleaser, and people ask me to want to, like, they want to be my friend or want to hang out, and I'll say yes, because in hindsight I would probably be their friend, but I just don't have the space. Like, I literally don't have the energy, you know, and it's so hard to, like, force yourself to hang out with someone when you don't really have the energy to give them your genuine, like, true time and to actually.
And I don't even think it's about time. I think more so, too, I think people forget that friendships are relationships.
Yeah,
You know, you have to put in effort and you have to put in time and you have to put in, you know, open yourself up and hope that the other person opens themselves up to you. So, you know, it's also to keep in mind that not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody can do that. And it's not, like you said, nothing personal, but it's just more so like, you're like, oh, like, I have to go through this whole process again. But I think a cool way that I feel like has been for me, like even just agreeing to do the podcast, like obviously now we're friends now.
Yeah.
And I don't think if we would have done the podcast, we would have really gained that friendship. Not because we didn't like each other, but
not because we didn't.
It's just, you know, you spend so much time with people that eventually you're like, okay, you know, like I do want to put in effort and time and whatever. And I think taking classes, like with things that interest you, is a cool way, because even if you don't continue to do it, you still meet people and you still find some similarities where you're like, okay, maybe I can invest in this person, or maybe I can invest in that person. I think that's the easiest way that I noticed, just taking classes and trying to get into hobbies of things that you like.
Go to places where what you enjoy and whatever people are there. Put yourself out there. Get out of your comfort zone. I know it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go up and be like, hey, do you want to be my friend? You could just go up and kind of just start a little conversation about what you guys are doing in the moment. Like, oh, like, you know, you come here often? I don't know, just some random questions.
It's so true. Like, even just like that, because when Alex started mountain biking, literally he would just be riding the trails and he would stop to take a break, and then another person would stop to take a break with him, and then they'd be like friends and be like, want to mountain bike like every now and then? And that's how he would make his mountain bike friends. Yeah. Like, some people are super fucking nice. I think it's just getting out of that fear of like, oh, are they not going to like me, or are they going to be rude? Because there's always going to be those bitches out there, but sometimes you just gotta move on from that.
And don't let them bring you down, because, you know, so like it's not personal. Some people, it's really never personal. Some people are just open, some people are not. I also want to bring up Bumble. It's a dating site, but it's also a friendship site. So just how you can swipe left and right on people to date, you can do that for friendships. And I did it one time to make friendships with girls at the time, because I feel like I wanted more friends. Again, it went back to me feeling like, oh, like I was just bored, and I feel like I wish I had more friends at the time to go do stuff with. And I did come across so many cool girls that I resonated with, because you make a profile too, so like girls can see your vibe and like if they would want to hang out with you or not. And I did message a lot of them and even almost made plans, but I just completely deleted the app and lagged, and I felt so bad. But you can try that too, you know, because you know that they're open, they want friendships. Well, I would hope that they're not like me, but, you know, you can also give that a try too.
So that's my opinion, girl. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. How did IE and Bestie start?
We need an origin story.
It's a very simple story, really. Saul has his podcast and he really enjoyed doing it, and he thought it'd be cool to get a female perspective. And so he created IE and Besties, and he asked us to be on it, and we said yes, and that's pretty much it. And the rest is history. Y'all know the dealio.
Yep.
Simple as that, buddy.
Why did you get married so young, Steph?
I don't feel like I'm that young, and I don't feel like I'm getting married. Well, that I got married young, because I feel like 25 is a good age. I think it's a good age to get married if you want to get married. Obviously, I don't think I would have wanted. Maybe I think latest like 28. I think that would have been like ideal for me, 28. But I don't know. I'm just in love. There was really nothing else to it. It's not like I was like, I just love this person and I knew that I wanted to be with him forever. I'm all trying to get not corny, but yeah, it's true. I just knew that he was just the person for me. And then actually, no, that's a lie. I'm lying. Actually, now that I'm thinking back on my relationship, I wanted to get married because my dad at the time was very sick. Well, he's still sick, but at the time he was getting sicker, and I wanted my dad to walk me down the aisle. And I have an uncle who I love very much, and he's also sick. And there was all these people that I wanted in my wedding and like in that moment of my life that I felt like I'm with the right person. I really love them. And it's just I felt like life was telling me to get married, and I wanted to get married. And then my boyfriend wanted to move out, and I was like, no, like if I move out, I'm never going to get married. So I was like, either we're getting married. I really did give him an ultimatum, but he wanted to too. It was just more like he wanted to live together first. So we did that, but engaged. And then we got married.
Nice.
And that's the story. But I do think that if you don't feel, I feel like marriage is like either you know or you don't.
Yeah.
I don't think if you're like questioning it or being like, I don't know, then I definitely don't think you should get married. I feel like marriage should definitely be one of those things where you're 100% like set on, where you're like, there's no doubt in your mind. Because that's a big ass decision. I don't think people realize how intense it is. I kept having emotional breakdowns through all my little, like when I changed my name, I was bawling. I was like hysterically panicking, but not because I didn't want to. It's just more of like, this is so huge. This is my name.
Yeah.
And then I started panicking. The lady was like, sign here. Don't get out of the box. And I was like, and then she had to rip up that contract and make a new one. She was all annoyed. And I was like, oh my God. It was scary.
Oh my God.
Let me
Well, there you
see.
have it, ladies
There it is.
and gentlemen.
Yeah. Get married if your dad has cancer. I'm just kidding.
What is your most precious memory of your mom and dad as a child? I'm so sorry. I really don't have any. Like, not that we didn't do like fun things together, just none stand out for me. I hate to say it, but my parents fought a lot as when I was a kid. The only times we ever really went out was like to family parties, and then they were just like doing their own thing, and I was just like hanging out with my cousins. We would go to like the lake, like like Lido Creek a lot as a kid, like summers and stuff. But it was always like
Lido Creek.
Like not the lake, I mean like the river.
Oh.
And we would like go with family. But I feel like my mom was like emotionally unavailable, and so was my dad. So that was really hard for me as a kid because I didn't really get to connect with them in a genuine way. It was all really like superficial connection, I guess. I was more like their emotional support, child as a kid. Well, we all were. So I don't really have that many. And my parents would like avoid going out as a family because they would just like rip their heads off when we would have like family trips.
You don't have like moments like with an individual one, like either your mom or your dad?
None that stand out. No. Yeah. So, and I feel like that goes back to like my codependent attachment to Hugo. Because in a way, I was kind of like getting from him at the time. I thought like the validation, the love that I felt like I never had as a kid, that I could now see and be like, why I was so codependent on him and why I hung on to him so tight. Because I felt like I never had that as a kid. So to finally have it and like this relationship, I felt like complete, but I didn't realize that that wasn't something that you get from someone. That's something that needs to come from yourself. Like that's what they say, like reparent yourself, heal your trauma so your attachment style and your relationship can be healthy and, things like that. But
I know you get along with one of your aunts. Do you have one like with your aunt?
Like a memory with like my aunt that stands
or like
out to
an
me?
adult that maybe you felt like you looked up to?
I would have to really think about it. Honestly, right now my mind's like flooded with like 1,000 other things. I feel like it'll take a while for me, but I'm pretty sure I do have. I don't want to sound like I had like a terrible childhood. Like I know there's like good things, but I just have to.
None that like you're.
None that stand out. No, I have to think about it for a minute. Honestly,
but I mean, I feel like I had a lot. I just think in the being put on the spot. I think watching novelas with my family, that was a family thing. Like we always 6 p.m. sharp or 9 p.m. sharp because there was 2 channels and the good one was always at 6 and 9. And we would all get together and watch the fucking novela, which is weird because I was like 8 or 7.
Yeah,
what the hell am I doing? Yeah. I love that. I was always a big TV girl.
Yeah.
So we always watch novelas. My dad would take us to the movies a lot. My uncle would take us to the movies a lot too, actually.
The one time my dad took us to the movies, he fell asleep in the theater.
My mom always falls asleep in the theater. Always. Oh, my mom will not sit through a movie. Actually, I do have a good one, but it's not when I was little. I was already 19 at the time. And I was going to cosmetology school in Pasadena. And yeah, it was Pasadena. And I always got out at traffic hours, so I would always go to the movies after school alone. And I remember it was when Cinderella came out, and I was going to go watch it, and I called my mom, and I was like, hey, I'm going to stay at the movies. And they felt bad that I was going to watch it alone, so they drove to Pasadena, and they went to watch Cinderella with me. And we were the only fucking adults in that, in the whole thing. And that was really sweet of them.
Yeah, that's nice. I have this one memory that was really nice. When I was in 5th grade, there was like a high school band came to play at my school, and they were just like playing like covering songs from like Beyonce, and it sounded so sick. And then afterwards, they were renting out instruments because they were going to start offering classes at my school to teach kids how to play instruments.
Oh, cute.
And I wanted to play the violin, but my dad was like, no, like, I'm not going to rent out a violin. And then we kept walking to our car, and like I was visibly upset. And then like my dad saw that I was upset, and he like stopped, and he was like, "Do you really want to play the instrument?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." And then
it's my passion, Dad.
Yeah, he was like, "Okay, fine, let's go." So we went back, and he rented out the violin for me, which I really he didn't rent the violin because I was a dumb fucking idiot, and I was a follower and a huge people pleaser, and again. I as a kid, I was like that because I didn't receive what I was looking for at home, and I always felt like to receive something, I had to give something. I had to do something, or I had to relate to people in some way to receive something. So when I went to go rent on an instrument, a really good friend of mine that I cared for was renting out a clarinet. So I really wanted to do violin, but I wanted to spend time with her, and the only time that I could was to get a clarinet so we could have the same like class together. So she said get a clarinet, and I got a clarinet instead. And I hated it. I fucking hated clarinet like so much. So I never went to class. I never practiced. I just didn't care for it. But then in hindsight, I wish I could have just not. I could have been like a huge violinist right now. I wouldn't probably be here. I'm sorry. But it all happens for a reason. But
dude, now that you said that, it reminded me of the stupidest thing I've ever done as a child.
What?
It was like, you know how they used to have assemblies to like give out awards or whatever, and you would invite your parents and your family, whatever. Tell me why I invited my fucking mom one day, and I didn't get any awards. Like, not a single one. And my mom was like, why did you invite me? And I was crying. I was like, I don't know. Because, what's stupid, though? My brother got perfect attendance every year, and I never got perfect attendance. And my mom took us to school together. So I was very confused about that. But I didn't get anything, like no award. And my mom was just sitting there, and I kept turning back and being like, fuck, this is so embarrassing. I was in 3rd grade.
Oh, but like, you just assumed probably that everyone
I just
got
thought
awards.
everyone got them.
Awards.
Or
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just figured that I was going to get one. So I invited my mom, and I didn't get shit.
Hey, but you know what? At least your mom went. My mom, I would invite her to my award assemblies. I would get awards all the time, and she wouldn't come.
Imagine the one time she did go, though, and
I didn't
get anything.
Yeah, and that was very hurtful to me as a little kid. She wouldn't go. Yeah, a lot of emotional trauma, y'all. But
some parents don't cry, girl. Some parents don't give a shit about that.
I know they don't.
My parents never cared about school like that. Like, my dad never took us to school.
Yeah.
And then me and my brother were those kids that we always had to wait after school because my mom never picked us up on time. But I was never, like, upset about it. I just always thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I feel like I wish I could paint. I could paint a picture of, like, I have a perfect vision of how me and my brother would look, like, hanging out under a tree. Everybody was gone. The principal, like, literally everyone was gone. But it was dumb because we lived super close to home. But she was like, how are you going to walk home alone? No, wait for me. So we'd literally be 2 little ass kids waiting there. Yeah. Not every day, but it was pretty funny. Oh, and you know what, too? She would actually tell us to go to the tree because she didn't like when they took us into the office because then they'd lecture about picking us up on time. Good times. Good times.
All right, besties. Next question. What's the scariest paranormal thing you've experienced? Do you believe in ghost spirits?
Is the last podcast gonna go?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Next.
Oh, okay.
So we should not answer this one then? Because we talked about that.
Yeah, we answer this on the previous
A video's gonna drop and we talk about this.
Yes, sorry guys. Thank you though.
So next question. Biggest lesson learned in 2020 so far?
You go.
So for me, I feel like the biggest lesson I've learned, because I feel like I'm definitely on my healing journey, trying to befriend my ego, if that makes sense. Quote unquote, a lot of like the negative or mean girl or just traits that I don't want to have as a person anymore. I'm trying to be a better person and heal and just do a lot of things, and I feel like one of the biggest lessons I've had is that healing isn't linear. So you can be doing really, really good, and then you'll have like a slip up, and you probably won't make the best choice. And it's easy to want to beat yourself up and be like, oh, well, like with the self-awareness that I have now, like why did I make that mistake, or why did I say that, or why did I do that? And it's very easy to beat yourself up and not be proud. But like I said, healing isn't linear. You're gonna have some slip ups where you might feel like you're reverting back, but I feel like the important thing is you're able to realize, okay, I didn't act the best, but it's another learning lesson. Maybe I needed to go through that so that lesson could be engraved better in my brain, so I could learn it better and just move forward. So I feel like that's the biggest lesson for me, that you know I feel like definitely when you're trying to learn and change and be better, the universe is going to throw things at you to test you, to see if you really are going to practice what you're preaching. And, I'm happy to say that 90% of the time I do, but like I'm human at the end of the day, and I'm not perfect, and I'm never going to be perfect. So I will have slip ups, and I feel like that's the biggest lesson for me, and to just not beat myself up and just keep it pushing.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I think my biggest lesson was that it's okay to be selfish. Because I think for a long time, I was kind of like you. Like, I wanted to please everyone. I wanted to be there for everyone. I wanted to be available to whoever needed me.
Yeah.
Kind of pushing aside my own feelings.
Yeah.
And this year, I think it was definitely a year where it was like, okay, it's okay to put myself first, because at the end of the day, everyone's living their own life, and I need to live mine for me, for whatever I think is going to be best for myself. But it's hard, because you don't want to not be there for people, but you also have to realize that you need to be there for yourself as well.
Yeah.
So it was a hard lesson to learn for sure, but I definitely think that being selfish without being I guess malicious is kind of like it's a fine line, because everyone's going to define it differently. What is selfish to me might not be as selfish to you, or if it's selfish to me and I don't feel like it's harming anyone, someone might take it offensively just because you stop being
please everyone.
Yeah, you stop being as available to people. But it's hard, and I definitely think it's a good thing to learn, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's your life. You're the only one living it.
And I want to adding on to that, I saw this TikTok about this girl recommending a book, and I think I took a picture of it. I don't remember the name of the book, but she was saying in the book, it was a mom and a daughter talking, and the daughter was saying, "Mom, my brother wants me to join the soccer team with him, but I really don't want to do it." She was like, "But I'm afraid of disappointing him." And her mom told her, "Babe, in this world, your number one job is to disappoint as many people as you can." She was like, if given the choice to disappoint yourself or someone else, always disappoint someone else. Never disappoint yourself, because this is your life at the end of the day. And, that's kind of in a sense your boundary. Your brother will survive, he'll be fine. And she said, the little girl told her mom, like, even disappoint you. And she said, me the most. She said, always make whatever feels right in the choice that feels right in your heart the best for you. And I feel like for people, like, for example, even that scenario, if someone wants you to be on a soccer team with them and they ask you and you say no and they get upset, it's not about you. I know it's easy to not be like, oh, they're upset with me, because we've been growing up, most people, I feel like, to people please and put other people's feelings before your own. But I feel like those people just aren't aware of how to set boundaries or how to stand up for themselves yet. And if someone isn't aware of how to set boundaries or, choose themselves first or stand up for themselves, it's always going to rub them the wrong way when someone else does it.
And it's always easier to go out of your comfort zone when there's someone there from your comfort zone. Like, no one wants to do things alone, but sometimes it's easier, and it's a better learning process for yourself and the other person.
Yeah. So definitely that's a really good one.
If you were a cookie, what kind of cookie would you be? Let's switch this up to, what's your favorite cookie?
If my favorite cookie is just basic old chocolate chip, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've tried that many. I've tried sugar cookies. I think I've tried red velvet. I've tried like some mint cookies.
Oh, but you don't really like sweets like that, right? Or is it just cake?
I mean, no. Yeah, I guess I'm not like a huge, like, oh my God, like cookie person, but I am a sucker for chocolate chip cookies. So like I will literally go to McDonald's and get like the McDonald's like tote.
Do you have a favorite brand? Or like specifically like a place where you're like, these are the best?
I think I just like the McDonald's
them?
ones a lot. But I think I'm a chocolate chip. If I were to be a cookie, I would definitely be a chocolate chip cookie. Yeah, like that's my go-to all the time.
My favorite cookie is oatmeal cookies. But I don't like that all oatmeal cookies have raisins. Like, why can't you just not fucking throw them in there? Like, why does it need raisins? But I do love oatmeal cookies. They're bomb as.
What about them with chocolate chips?
I don't really love chocolate chip. Like, even chocolate chip cookies, I would prefer if it had a little bit of chocolate chips.
Yeah, like just
I don't.
3.
Yeah, because then I just feel like I'm eating chocolate.
Yeah.
I like the dough. Like, I like tasting the dough. So I like, you know which chocolate chip cookies are really fucking bomb? The Pyology chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, really?
They're delicious. And they make them there, so they're like fresh.
Ooh, I need to try them then.
They're super, super good. Ask them if they're fresh, but if not, then just throw that bad boy in the microwave for like 10 seconds. So good.
But you know what? Talking about sweets, I know you brought up cake. I really, really, really like the Tres Leches cake from Porto's.
Oh, I haven't tried it.
Dude, that's my number one now. From like every other Tres Leches cake I've had in my life, Porto's is my number one.
Dude, I have to try it. I freaking love Tres Leches cake. And then right now on TikTok, everybody's making Tres Leches like fresas and it looks, strawberry cake is my shit, bro. Like my fucking shit. That's my favorite cake in the whole world.
Yeah.
And so seeing that, I was like, but I've never made Tres Leches cake, so I'm scared to like do it and it come out all nasty. I'll be so sad.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But I love sweets. And now that you talked about Porto's, I'm like, Actually, my wedding, did you get to eat desserts at my wedding?
I ate the little caramel frosting chocolate cupcake. I had that one.
Well, I had cupcakes?
Yes.
I didn't get to try anything. I like turned around and I was like, I'm going to eat first. And then I turned back around and everything was gone.
Dude, yeah.
I didn't even know I had cupcakes.
They're really good.
Aw. Actually, but we had a bunch of hidden. My parents bought me extra because all my pastries were from Porto's. And we bought extra boxes and they hid them everywhere. Good. So, but my favorite is the cheese Danish. So no, we didn't have cheese Danishes. We had the cheese rolls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and those are my favorite. And out of nowhere, I was like, man, like I didn't get any like dessert. Yeah. And my mom comes out with like a big old box. And then the next day, my cousin was like, oh, I found another one. And I was like, this is amazing.
I was low-key sad because I saw your whole family like roll in with like bags and bags of Portos. And I just knew in my heart, I was like, one of those boxes is going to be the balls of like meat inside. There's like these fried balls. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just know.
No.
And
we only get sweets.
Yeah, and then I walked up and none of them, and I was like crying. I was crying.
Yeah, we only get sweets. And we actually planned it. Like, we sent someone. Honestly, I think they bought like over 12 boxes of desserts.
Dude, they did. It was a lot. It was good.
But it was that one person that got up to the dessert table and everyone rushed and there was nothing left. I'm telling you, I was so sad that day. Yeah. And then I didn't get birria either.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah. We didn't get to enjoy any good parts. But the spaghetti was really good and the chicken was
the chicken was really good.
Oh, I did try cake, but I was drunk as fuck. Actually, I think I have a piece of frozen cake in my fridge. Now that I'm remembering.
You want to read another one?
Besties, please tell us a story time of a time you had fun when going out, not realizing how dangerous. Literally every fucking time I go out. Or used to go out.
Honestly, a time that I had fun, not realizing it was dangerous. I think I already talked about it one time on the pod, how I went to like this party and got really not like somebody's house after a party. And I thought I was going to be safe because the people that were invited, we knew them. And when we got there, it was like a kickback vibes and everybody seemed like our age. So it didn't seem like there was any danger. But then once everybody got plastered, like this dude like threw himself on me. Like,
right.
Yeah, that whole story. I feel like that was probably the only time that I was like, damn, like I was really in danger. Did a lot of dumb shit. Like probably like walk at like 3 a.m. or on my block at night. That was probably dangerous because, you know, girls be getting snatched up nowadays. But I guess not really anything that I'm like, damn. Because I was always surrounded by a lot of friends. I felt safe.
That's good.
Yeah.
I always put myself in danger. I studied abroad, and when I was studying abroad, me and my friend, we would go out and get super, super plastered. And I always thought it was fine because I was like, oh, I don't have to drive. Like, I'll just take the train or I'll take a bus because the train stops working after a certain hour. And I remember like the first week of class, they give you like obviously like orientation, and they're like, oh, like the bus is really safe, but like for the most part, like try to stay on the lower level because all the drunk people are on the top level. Tell me why I was always on the top level and I
Oh my
was
God.
always fucking plastered. But I think the most dangerous time was I was with a group of friends, and my friends, like my girlfriends, they were leaving and I was just having the time of my life. So I was like, no, I'm going to stay with some fucking dude. And we just ended up like bar hopping the whole night. But I was in Scotland, and I didn't know my sense of direction, and that town had no service. And so it was like 3 a.m, and I had no way of getting back to the hostel. And this guy was drunk as fuck. And he was like, let's just sleep on the street. And I was like, I'm definitely not going to do that. And they told us too, they were like, if you're not back at the hostel in the morning, like, we're just going to leave you here. And like, you're going to have to find your own way back to like the school. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And I was so scared. And like, there was just no cars driving by. And I remember he ended up like kind of stopping a car, and he like walked up to the car and he was like talking to them or whatever. And he's like, he's going to take us. And I was like, is he though? Like, what if he just murders us right now? And then it ended up being that we were 15 minutes in the car away. We were walking away from the hostel. So he did end up taking us, but it could have literally gone fucking any way else. And I remember I was so scared, and I was like squeezing this dude's hand, and he was like, the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, I'm scared as shit right now. Like, what do you mean? And he was like, it's fine. He's cool. I was like, how do you know he's cool? Like, we're literally in a stranger's car right now.
Men privilege at its
Dude,
finest.
and the fact that he was like, let's just sleep on the street, I was like, this is the fucking worst mistake I've ever made in my life.
The bum jumped out.
Dude, bum ass. Fuck that dude. Honestly, I think that was one of the more like severe times where I was like, fuck, I could literally get like gangbanged right now.
That's so crazy.
Mm-hmm. And I have many of those. I think I did that a lot.
Are you afraid of anything? If so, what is a fear you have? I have a fear of taking psychedelics. I haven't taken like shrooms or acid or like DMT or any of those like crazy like psychedelics that people like have a lot of like ego deaths, and like, you know, a lot of people do it for like, you know, to further like the spiritual journey, and I've been so curious to do it. But I've had like panic attacks, like and anxiety attacks just smoking weed, and they're always so terrible and they feel terrible, and I just know it'd be like 10 like million times worse if I do a psychedelic and I'm not mentally prepared for it. But I really want to do it. But my fear is like doing it and then like just
tripping
the fuck out. And I've heard that people stay stuck. You know, like, you know, it's not that high chance of that happening, but there's a chance that people stay stuck and like, and they have like a psychotic break, and then they have to go like live in a psych ward and like shit like that. I'm just like, bro, I'm scared of that happening, but I really want to do it.
Let's just do it. Fuck it.
Would you be down too?
No. I'm scared of that shit too, girl.
LOL.
LOL.
For you.
I have an undying fear of dying. So
yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And I feel like my fear trickles into that because I'm scared of that happening because then I could die, you know? It feels like I'm dying when I'm having like a anxiety attack, and that fear of dying jumps out, you know?
Oh, maybe.
So I feel like that's really what it is, just dying.
Oh, I also have a fear of like, I don't think I'm claustrophobic like to that extent, but I have this fear of getting like when the big earthquake hits, I'm really scared that I'm going to be stuck under like
rocks.
Like rubble and stuff.
Let me give you a tip just in case that does happen. If you can like spot like a piece of metal or something running along near you, instead of yelling, because that'll like, you know, deplete you of your energy, grab a rock and hit the metal and like a frequency like 1, 2, 3, like, you know, like do do 1, 2, 3 and then pause and then again 1, 2, 3, because people will be more likely to hear that and then like follow that and find you.
But I'm also scared that someone's gonna come into my house to try to murder me, and I'm not gonna have enough time to get my animals out with me.
Oh,
That's also a fear, because I don't know why I just assume that if they murder me, they're gonna murder my animals too.
yeah, maybe if they're very malicious. They would.
Yeah.
What are your favorite things about yourselves? I'm very happy to say that I feel like I can finally answer this question. My favorite thing about myself currently is that I could set boundaries with people and not feel completely terrible. Like, I feel okay setting boundaries now, even though I know that that person might feel upset. I know it's not my job anymore to, you know, care for their emotions. It's my job to care about mine, and it's their job to learn to care for theirs. So I love that now because I can set boundaries and not feel like shit. And I also love how, you know, in my healing journey, I'm able to understand why other people might do things that hurt me or say things that hurt me, and I'm able to not take it personal. And when people do things that hurt me or say things that hurt me, I'm able to kind of understand in why they're doing it and not take it personal. And that just feels so much better because, you know, obviously back then I would get upset, I would feel hurt, I would cry, and I'd be mad, and like just a whole range of emotions that would just throw me off. So to kind of have the emotional awareness that I have now, I'm just like, okay, I'm not saying it doesn't bother me or doesn't hurt me, but I'm able to just kind of allow those feelings to come, feel them, let them go, and not be hung up on it for days and weeks. Sorry, the way I used to. So
just being self-aware.
So just being self-aware is just, and having compassion for others, is what I love about myself the most right now.
I love that I think I'm becoming a pretty good cook.
Oh, I need you to make me something one day.
Oh yeah, whatever you want. I just started following that TikTok girl. Fuck, I always fucking forget her name. She cooks like all like Mexican food. She gives me like Emily Mariko vibes.
The girl that does it like...
She has glasses.
Yeah, yes, I know. I've seen her videos
Yes,
too.
I've tried her recipes and they're bomb as fuck. Like, I love her so much. I'm so sorry I don't know your name though.
Let's have her on.
Ooh, that'd be so cute. Yeah, I don't know why I never look at people's names, like their names.
You just watch.
Yeah, I just watch their videos over and over and over again. But I love her.
Yeah,
she's super. Her recipes are so, and she's so pretty to look at.
Yeah,
I love. Not that matters, but just a little eye candy while I'm cooking.
What do you think is your favorite thing to cook that you've cooked that you're like, damn, this is so fucking good? Recently,
at New Year's, my friend reminded me I made pozole and it was really good.
Ooh,
it was really, really good. I would call my mom like 50 times though, but it was it was good. I was proud. I would definitely want to learn how to perfect my mom's birria recipe.
Ooh.
Because like, I mean, I had a whole food truck based off my mom's like recipe, you know what I mean? So I think it'd be obviously like, it would make sense for me to learn it.
Dude, I should have my mom's birria too. She made it for us for Mother's Day. Ooh, so fucking good. There's this place in Colton called Tijuaneros, I think. Tijuana's Taco, some shit like that. And they're really good.
They have birria?
Yeah, it's just strictly birria.
Oh, okay. In Colton?
In Colton, yeah. I'll get the name for you. And everyone goes there because it's really good. It's, you know, it's kind of like Tijuana birria.
Yeah.
So everyone goes there, and I went with my coworker. She took me there, and I liked it, but I swear to God, I thought, like, I'm not being biased. Like, my mom's birria is better. Like, I know it's better. Like, I can say when something else is better than my mom's food, but bitch, not the birria. My mom's was better. And then my mom's boyfriend took her there, and my mom said she said the same thing.
That hers was better.
She was like, not trying to be like, you know, crazy, but like, my birria is better. And then for Mother's Day, my mom's boyfriend came over and she made birria, so he tried it and he said it was. So,
actually, now that I think of it too, I had birria on American Mother's Day. I went to this restaurant Fontana called Mi Cocina Sinaloense. It was pretty bomb.
Yeah,
it was good. Their agos were really good too.
I love trying the different versions that people have.
Me too. Because everybody makes it differently.
Yeah. So I love it. I'm a sucker. Like, I feel like when you go to a party, like a Hispanic party, you could never miss with birria. Like a good arroz, birria, and ensaladita, like, never misses. Like, that's what I'm gonna make for Ez, because I'm planning Ezra his 3rd birthday party.
Aww.
I'm gonna make that.
Cute.
You're invited, by the way.
Yes. Make me a candy bag, because I fucking hate that like we don't get them now.
Okay.
Like,
for sure.
I'd be snatching them shits, but still. Let me see.
She's sad that she has to steal it, Why?
Like, come on, just give us candy. Wait, what? Adults don't like candy?
Yeah.
All of a sudden. Let me see. Tell us your high school scandals. Like about ourselves or like that went down at our school. Was there any that stood out to you?
My principal got arrested for like embezzling money from the school. Like she took money from the school and like she pocketed it.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been there for that.
Yeah. That was that. Me, personal stories in high school. I really wasn't drama in high school. I was really nice. So I don't really have any stories.
Just kidding. I know some kids got caught having sex in the baseball thing.
It's crazy.
Something went down with our principal too, but I don't really know the story, and he's my friend's dad, so I don't want to speak anything on that. But what else? High school scandals that was like, whoa. Someone got stabbed the first day our school opened.
Oh my god.
What else? Yeah, I think it was just like sexual stuff, like little horny teenagers, you know what I mean? That like kids be doing shit in the restroom or in the baseball thing, nudes getting leaked, stuff like that. Regular high school stuff.
Oh, the drama.
I loved it though. I lived for all the drama. B, what is it like dating as a single mom?
Dating as a single mom. If I'm being completely honest, I haven't dated at all. I haven't put myself out there. I think about it sometimes when I'm bored.
And I'm just daydreaming.
Like, what would it be like if I went on a date with someone? But I feel like sometimes it just really comes down to I'm just like not really into it. I guess I'm not ready to put myself out there. Not because I don't feel like I'd be good to date, or I just feel like I'm not interested in really getting to know anyone. Recently, I was going to go on a date with this one guy.
Trash.
And he seemed at first like very, cool. He was sending me voice memos instead of like messages, which I thought was pretty dope. He seemed like had a good head on his shoulders. But he followed a couple girls that I knew. And one of those girls, when I was her friend, I wasn't her friend anymore. Not because anything happened. We just kind of like we just kind of went our separate ways. We grew apart. And she would always talk about this guy that had the same name as him. So I was like, damn, what if it's the same guy that she would talk about? I was just wondering. So then I called my good friend Steph Pierre, because one of the girls that he followed as well was an acquaintance of hers. And we got to talking, come to find out this man had a girlfriend.
Yeah, I was like, you want me to investigate? And she was like, sure. And I was like, hey, well, I already did. And my acquaintance, my intel person was like, no, tell her not to. He has a girlfriend. And I was like, fucking garbage.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. And then at that point, I was like, I didn't get discouraged, but I was just like, okay, then I just left that man on red. And other than that, I just haven't put myself out there, honestly.
But you know what? That piggybacks on this one. It says dating a baby daddy, baby mama, opinions and advice. Like, what would be an advice that you would give
to dating someone with children? Definitely think about how you would feel about having a kid around. Because not to say that you guys won't be able to have dates without your child, because obviously there's going to be days where that partner is the dad or the mom of the baby is going to have, so there's going to definitely be time where you guys can have dates alone, but there's definitely a lot time where you guys are going to have the kid around. And really think about how you feel about kids, how you're going to treat kids, how you just in general are around them, because if they're a good parent, they're going to pay a lot of close attention to how you treat the kid. And if you could treat them all good and dandy, but if you're not treating the kid, I'm hoping that any good parent would be this way. If you're not treating the kid to the standard that they uphold, then you're gonna get cut. Because me personally, you can treat me all good, but if I see that you don't have the same energy towards my baby, then that's it for me. Like, it's not gonna happen. Not because I'm thinking like about marrying you or anything, but I feel like that says a lot. Mother and a baby is like for me at least, the bond I have with my baby is like everything. I love my son, and if we're just barely dating and I see that you're like not even interested, or like you just act weird around him or want to exclude him, or, you know, very fake vibes, and I'm not gonna like that. I'm not gonna want to keep dating you. Another thing is, I would definitely not date like jealous men. Like if I dated someone and then they got like they felt really jealous towards like Hugo, like they just didn't like that. Because me and Hugo have a really good relationship, and we're friends and we talk a lot and we co-parent. So that bond to me is very important, because I want my son to grow up and be able to invite us places together and not feel like, oh, I can't do this and that because my mom's gonna get mad or my dad's gonna get mad. I don't want that toxic shit for my son. So I need to date someone that's really gonna be on board with me having a healthy relationship with my the person I'm co-parenting with. And obviously there's gonna be boundaries. I'm not saying that like, you know, that he was gonna be my best friend, I'm gonna leave my partner on the side. No, there's definitely gonna be boundaries, but I would never be able to date someone that's jealous, or to be like, oh, don't talk to him, or don't this and this and that. I can't do that. So I need to be secure. If you feel like jealousy is a problem for you, definitely look inward and ask yourself why, because it has nothing to do with your partner. That's a personal problem.
Yeah.
And what else?
Especially because, you know, you're going in knowing.
Yeah, that they have a kid.
Yeah,
exactly.
like, come on, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's the main things I would say.
That is great advice.
Last meal before death. I know you asked that question, but what would your last meal be if you were on death row?
If I was on death row, I definitely think, can I only pick one thing, or can I have like a whole feast?
Okay, yeah, fuck it. Let's do let's do one thing. Like if we had to do one thing, but if you had to have a whole feast, we'll do both.
Okay, if I had to do one thing, for sure, it'd have to be langostinos.
What is that?
They're like a type of crawfish that we sell at my family's restaurant. You've never tried them? Wait, do you like fish?
Yes.
You like seafood?
Yes, I love seafood.
Oh my god, girl, I'm gonna take you.
Then I'm gonna
get over here and tell everyone how amazing they are.
What is it? What is it? Is it lobster?
It's like they look like little baby lobsters, but they're literally the
crawfish.
It's a type of crawfish, I think.
Oh.
But dude, it's literally. I'm about to show you a picture.
Girl, oh my god!
It's the greatest thing to ever have been created, and I
would love to try it. It sounds amazing.
No, let me show you a picture. Where are they at? Oh, okay.
Oh, I've seen those, but I've never tried them.
The most delicious thing in the world. If I had to pick one thing.
One thing, yeah.
If I could have multiple variety of meals, my last meal, a whole buffet. If it wouldn't be that, it would definitely be something that my mom cooks. Mm-hmm. Like her rice. Her rice is delicious. I think her rice with chicken would probably be my last meal. That's really like my favorite. Or some frijoles with like tortilla de harina and like queso fresco.
Ooh, that sounds bomb.
That'd be my last meal.
I would have some chiles rellenos. My mom makes them with queso and camarón. Oh my god, so fucking good. Yeah, with some rice on the side, and she makes some salad to go with it. What other plate would I have?
Did I hate chile rellenos?
Dude, I'm obsessed.
That's
my favorite.
I don't like. I know it's egg, and it grosses me out that it's dipped in like. I don't like my eggs to be any kind of runny or any kind of wet.
What do you mean runny? How do you guys eat them?
Like my mom makes them like in salsa almost. I've never tried them like another way.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
So you don't like the sogginess?
Yeah, like that grosses me out.
Okay. So it's more of a texture thing.
Yeah. It's not necessarily the flavor. It's just knowing that it's egg.
Okay.
And it being in some kind of sauce. Yeah, like I don't even like huevos rancheros.
Oh, I love
that. Like it grosses me out to have wet stuff on my eggs.
I felt that. I'd probably have my mom's birria as well. I guess if I had to pick those two, would really be it. If I could have like a little side of sushi, that'd be nice. But
oh my god, what would you be on death row for?
I feel like I'd be on death row for embezzling money.
Woo!
I feel like I would.
She's a bougie bitch.
I had a dream one time that I went to the San Diego Zoo with my family, and that as I was walking, there was like a huge, like in the bushes hidden, there was a huge bag of money filled with like racks and racks of just bills. And I stopped to count, and I wanted to take the money, and my family didn't. They kept walking, and the more I stayed with the money, the more they just kept walking further and further away from me.
I don't know if you can get death row though for embezzling money.
Probably not, but I feel like the amount of money I'd steal is probably be crazy. The fact that I'd be like, we have to kill her, she's gonna do it again.
Oh shit!
You know, but that's honestly, I feel like that just has to do because growing up, I feel like a big way my parents showed love, and they put a big heavy emphasis on money, which is something that I've had to definitely unlearn. But that's still sadly a part of me that I have to kind of keep like chill, because I feel like I could be like very like money crazy a lot of times, and it's not good. It's not the way it used to be, but
it's a learning process.
It's a learning process, but yeah,
it's a journey. I think I'd be on there for like murder.
I don't think I'd have the balls to kill someone unless they were like attacking me or someone I loved.
I think I could kill someone.
Y'all heard it here first.
Just kidding. But I would either be murder or like something to do with like narcotics. I'd be a buchona.
Oh my god, I'd be scared. I'd be seeing I saw a video one time like somebody getting like their throat slit. Bitch, I could never. I'd be too scared. I'm too chicken shit.
I don't think that lifestyle is worth it.
It's not.
Just personally.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you know, sometimes it works for people. It's a personal choice.
Yeah. Opinion on promise rings.
I think they're fucking stupid.
I
personally. Sorry.
I don't really have a big opinion on promise rings. Like, I got one. Hugo gave me one. And look at where we're at now.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I guess I'm not against them, but I'm not really for them either. Like, if I didn't get one, it's not something I'd be upset about.
I think they're cute because, like, who doesn't want a fucking ring? But
I feel like it's not even about the ring. It's just more of the intention. You know, your partner telling you that they see a future with you. I feel like that's the nice part of it, you know? And I feel like that can be done in other ways without being given a promise ring.
Give me a promise, like, necklace or earrings.
A band of, like,
diamonds. Yes. I was like, a band? Oh my god.
Are you gonna fill the third spot or just continue to have guests?
I think we're gonna just continue to have guests. We like kind of like the vibe we got going on. And then we have this big old couch that just fits. Like we would love to have multiple guests at once. We haven't done that actually. No, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
So I think for now, you know, we're just going with the flow.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, same. I agree. I like this. I don't think I feel the need for a third host right now. Yeah, and we're just rocking like this.
I promise ring to you.
Oh.
Hey.
Keeping this.
You know why I got this?
Where?
Because I was not trusted with my actual engagement ring at the Bachelorette, so he got me a fake ring that I could wear out.
That's hilarious.
So now I just use it on my other hand.
What a thoughtful king, though.
No, it's more so because I lost my engagement ring so many times that he was just over my shit. And I picked my engagement ring, so I was like, if I lose it, I'll just go buy the same one over again. Like, fuck it. God.
But yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. Would you donate your body to science?
I feel like first I would want to donate my organs to people that need it if they're viable still. And then whatever's left over, I wouldn't mind donating some of it. But I would still want some of my body, like maybe my heart. No, unless maybe someone in my heart, no. But just a part of me I would want to be cremated because I would want it to be sent to this lab where they mix your ashes in soil so that your family could like plant a tree or something like that so they could grow. And I actually have already told all my family members that if something ever happens to me, I want to be a tree. Like I want somebody to plant me somewhere where they know that I can stay there forever. And even if they have to move, take the fucking tree.
What if it dies?
I'm trusting that they'll take really good care of it.
No, like what if they plant it and the tree just doesn't grow?
Bitch, well, you better make sure that doesn't happen. The fuck?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna haunt y'all.
Dude, no. You want to hear something insane? In 2019 in Arizona, what was it called? I don't remember what the center was called, but the FBI raided this like bio research place where they like were supposedly doing research for science with, you know, body parts of the deceased. Tell me why they fucking raided it, and they found like they were like selling body parts. They were sewing body parts together like Frankenstein style. They had like buckets of like heads. They had buckets of like male genitalia, and like a bunch of people were suing them because
they weren't getting.
They were obviously doing shit fucked up. Like they were. I'm pretty sure they were selling to like the black market and all that stuff. But the families were suing because some of them got ashes, and they're like, well, are these even the ashes? Because I guess supposedly the parts that they don't use, they'll cremate them for you and send them back. And they got ashes, and they were like, well, is this even like the person? Because all the body parts were unidentified. Some of them had like, it was just a torso and the head was cut off, and they had put like a smaller head on it. Like they were just doing some really messed up things. So now I'm like, would I donate? I mean, obviously it doesn't happen to everyone, but it's so scary to think that someone's just playing fucking Bratz dolls with my feet and shit. Like, that sounds so scary.
That's hilarious.
It's messed up, man. There's some messed up ass people because it was, if you really think about it, like, it's not one person doing this. Like, it was a whole research center that was doing this, like, messed up thing.
That's fucking crazy.
Like, how do you get that many psychotic people hired in one place?
On God, that's just like on board with it. Like, oh, you know, in the interview room, like, hey, how would you feel if we actually were in Pennsylvania selling body parts?
That's what I mean. That's so horrible. Because think like someone you loved is dying, and then you thinking that their body's being used for something useful, and then you find out that like you have no idea what happened, and their dismembered ass body parts are just all over the place.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact for everyone: if you are a donor, I'm not. I don't care. I don't.
Talking about that, I've heard that pigs. There's actually like places that breed pig farms.
Mm-hmm.
They breed pigs because pigs genetically are the closest animal to humans that have like similar organs and size and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called like xenotrans something, where it's like basically when a human gets a part, like a body part of a pig, like an organ of a pig, in order to like live. It could be like a heart or like a lung or something. But it's crazy expensive. Like, it's stupid expensive, but a lot of rich people do that. Like, they'll have like genetically modified like organs in pigs just so that they can kill them and like get it transplanted onto them. And it's crazy expensive, but it's possible though. Like, a lot of people can live.
Yeah, I think
from,
it's
like,
the heart
organs.
that's similar. Because why do I feel like I know somebody else?
Yeah, I don't know who
has done that.
I don't know who, but the rich are being able to do that.
Well, the rich can do literally anything they fucking want.
Yeah, fuck the rich.
Dude, seriously.
But when I'm rich,
until we get rich.
But when I'm rich, don't say fuck me, because I'm going to help y'all.
Yeah. Supposedly.
I will. I really, truly feel like if I ever come by some money, like, I do genuinely feel like if I come up, everyone around me is going to come up. And not just, like, my family, but, like, my community. Like, I have so many, like, ideas and charity ideas that I really want to do for people, because I generally just have a soft spot for like helping people.
I feel like money corrupts though. Not that it's going to corrupt you. I just think in general, like, you can only care to a certain extent because you can only give so much, and then you're just not going to be rich.
Yeah, of course.
So because you know how people are like, oh, well, why aren't they doing anything? Well, because then they wouldn't be rich, and they're already rich, and who, like, they want to stay rich probably.
Yeah. I would definitely, though, invest. If I can buy a lot of money, I wouldn't just, like, give it away. I would definitely invest so that money can keep coming back to me. But, you know, would you explore outer space or under the ocean?
I think outer space because I'm afraid of the dark. And obviously space is dark. But I think there's more things to look at in the distance, and the ocean is just dark in general. Like, it's literally darkness.
Well, submarines, because if you're going underwater, you have I'm assuming you're going in a submarine, right?
Mhm.
And they have like lights. You can only see the front though. That's true. You can't really see like
yeah,
the whole
but
thing.
the animals that they see are so fucking scary looking.
Yeah.
Like, no, I would never want to witness that. But you know what? Also, the animals that have like vibrant rainbow lights, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? Fuck it. The ocean, because where's Atlantis, baby? What happened there? Hey, come on, man.
They're hiding. They said fuck
the
humanity.
government, there's a reason we don't explore the ocean. I definitely believe that. There's a reason why we're focusing so much on outer space and not enough on literally 70% of what covers this entire Earth.
Oh, if you guys didn't know, NASA was originally intended to explore underwater. They did. Yep. NASA was originally intended to explore underwater.
They said, fuck
and
that
they
shit.
explored it, bitch. They did their due diligence. And guess what? They said, fuck no, baby. Now we're going to research outer space. We need to get the fuck out of here. That's what they said. So, I don't know, y'all.
Scared the
honestly,
bejesus.
I'm stuck because I feel like I would like to explore underwater. But same, I just feel like I'm terribly afraid of drowning. That's like another thing that I'm just like, fuck, like just water, I don't know if something could go wrong and I could just drown, and that's so scary to me. And also like outer space is just so beautiful, just like being out there. But then what kills it for me about outer space is the fact that like the ship could like explode before it even makes it out of.
I thought we were talking like if we were like guaranteed not to die.
Oh, well, see, I'm already thinking about dying. So I would just be scared about like orbiting out and like exploding my ship. And then I also just hate the fact that it would take like years and months. I don't know how long it takes, but it would take months, for me to have to go out there years and come back. And I just don't think I could be away from my family for that long.
Have you seen Interstellar?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So literally, I don't think I would be able to do that.
If your child was like, don't leave, you would stay.
Yeah, I would stay. I would for sure stay. I wouldn't have the heart. Like I wouldn't.
Aww.
And especially because I'm not obviously I understand why he left. He's a freaking that's his job. He was in love with space. So
true. He was a pilot.
He was a pilot. So that was his passion. So I understand why he left. But I'm not a pilot. I don't really care about space. So I would stay.
It's not my calling.
It's not. So I would stay. But if I had to definitely choose, though, I'd probably just do the underwater. Because, I mean, I guess if I were to drown, it would just be a couple seconds or minutes before it happened. So, fuck it.
That's hard. Because
it is hard.
I feel like, yeah, you're right. I would do under the ocean. Only because, like, outer space, there's only so much you can learn if you don't really have the tools necessary. And I feel like with a good submarine, you could pretty much... get down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Going on the black market.
Oh my God.
How do you set boundaries with a toxic mother? Well, for me personally, I feel like my mom, I don't want to say she's really that toxic anymore. I feel like over the past year or two, she's really seen the changes in me and my older sister, because I feel like my older sister is definitely on her healing journey as well. And I feel like she's learned in a sense to kind of like back off, but there's still moments where she kind of wants to go off on us and just yell, and she sometimes can be emotionally abusive. But I feel like for me, I try to level with her, and one thing that I definitely do is I keep my tone neutral. I don't, because I used to like get into like yelling battles with her and yell at her and things like that. I try not to do that anymore. I keep my tone neutral. I don't attack her personally because I can't control her. And it's not gonna help for me to like kind of nitpick at what she does, because she has no control over it either. She has no self-awareness. She has no emotional awareness, and I've kind of accepted that this is like the mother I have, and I have to work with it. And I still live with her, so I have to kind of just, when she kind of wants to tell me something and like be like emotionally abusive or like say something toxic, I just kind of say something like, I understand you're frustrated or upset, but this isn't the way that I want to have this conversation. If you're going to be insulting me, if you're going to be raising your voice, or if you're going to be saying like mean things, I'm going to walk away. So if we can have a conversation without those things, I'll sit through the conversation with you. And if you can't, we're not going to have this conversation, because I can only control my boundaries. And I feel like a lot of people have like this misconception where it's like, oh, I'm going to set this boundary and you have to respect it. You have to like follow my boundary. But no, people can't do that. It's you set the boundary and you have to enforce it. So I'm going to enforce the boundary because that's my boundary. So I enforce it. So if you could tell someone, I don't like it when you yell at me, so that's my boundary, and they keep yelling at you, but you're still standing there, you're not enforcing your boundary. So if someone starts yelling at you and your boundary is don't yell at me, you just have to walk away. So that's what I do. I walk away. And I've already walked away so many times from my mom, and I've never done that before. And like a lot of times she would even come like smack, like fucking bang on my door, not open it. You know, she would like yell and like call my name and like expect a response from me. And that happened so many times to the point where like now she already learned like me yelling and hitting,
not
and
opening
screaming,
the door,
it's not gonna do anything. So it's just kind of, it's obviously hard in those moments. It could be very frustrating, but it's kind of just reinforcing the boundary and like sticking to what you say you're gonna do. And that's kind of like the advice I have. I guess that helps.
good one.
Yeah.
You give very good advice, love.
Thank you.
Okay. Where the hell did it go?
Do negative comments affect you in any way? How do you guys deal with them? I love you. Thank you. We love you too.
Love you. They used to.
Yeah.
I don't think so. They do so much anymore. I just don't read them anymore. Like that's just really it. Like I just don't even bother looking because they don't know you and they're just basing it off of this little clip, and they're also assuming that you know, like we're just here having a good time. It's not necessarily that we're like because a lot of people say negative things. I don't even know how to explain this.
I want to, if you don't mind me.
Go for it.
A lot of people have their own biases. And I feel like a lot of people grow with the mentality. It's like, if people don't think the way I do, then they're wrong or they're not right, or I'm allowed to judge them because people think it's my way or the highway. Like my way's the right way. A lot of people weren't taught to kind of have the duality of like, I have my experiences, my thoughts, my beliefs, and other people's are different and I can respect them. And a lot of people don't have that. So definitely coming into this space, reading negative comments could be triggering. And because as you know, as humans, our ego wants to protect us, and you know, well, they're not right, you know, they don't, you know, it kind of feels like, at least for me in the beginning, kind of felt like, damn, like it's really hard. And when I say the beginning, I mean like my younger days, not right now. Like social media, like if people said something, because I remember one time on Twitter somebody dragged me for somebody slid in my DMs, right? And they were asking me out like on a date or something, and for every like DM they sent me, I would respond with like one word, and I would just say like fork, and then they would keep the conversation going, and I would respond like napkin, and they would respond, and we were just having a conversation, and I was literally saying nothing to this man, and I posted a screenshot of it on my Twitter because I thought it was funny. And the amount of hate I got, dude, oh my God, I got dragged on Twitter by mostly men that were triggered by this because they couldn't handle rejection. And they were literally calling me a heartless bitch. That's why nice guys, you know, can't win. And like they were literally saying that I was heartless and ugly for that, and I was gonna be alone forever, and I was a fucking bitch. And they were like telling me hasta lo que me iba a morir. Like they were telling me like all like so much shit. And I was in high school at the time, and dude, I literally felt like I was dying. Like I literally like my fight or flight kicked in at the time, and I was also too scared to stand up for myself and like respond to the comments, because in my mind I knew it was, for me, it was just like a joke. Like it wasn't, I was harmless in my eyes. I was just being funny, you know. The fact that the guy kept responding to the DMs, like it was like just funny to me. Like it wasn't like serious.
Yeah.
And even the guy himself, when he saw the hate that I was getting, he was like telling me in the DMs like, yo, like I thought it was funny. Like I didn't even think like it was that serious, you know what I mean? And he obviously picked up that it was a joke. That's why he kept like responding to my joke.
A lot of times the hate comments are just dudes.
Yeah.
And you can't really, now I've learned that you can't really take offense to it, only because they're saying things that like that it's unnecessary. Or even when girls are like, oh, these bitches are fucking stupid. Like who are you? Why are you saying, like, I don't know you at all? And I think that's it now that I'm like, I don't know these people. Like, I think one of the comments, I was like fighting with someone and they were like, that's why these bitches are gonna be alone forever. Me had just gotten married, and I'm like, see, like, people are just like to talk out of their ass. It's now it's easy to not take offense because you're like, okay, well, it's just someone that doesn't have anything to do and would rather just spit hate on just anyone, really. It's not anything personal to us. It's just them being assholes.
Yeah, and one thing that I've definitely has helped me is like, I feel like I filter negative comments in two ways. One is like the people that are just talking straight out their ass. They have absolutely no idea of who I am, and the comments that are negative that I don't resonate with, that are really, I can say like, well, I know this doesn't affect me. This is not who I am. This is just a person seeing like a clip of me online, or they're just like their own biases are in this comment. Like I'm able to like just filter those out and be like, okay, well, like those don't mean anything to me. Like they easily slide off my back. Like I don't care about those because I know I've learned to not take those things personal. But then there are some other negative comments that trigger me because I know there's a sense of truth to them. Like, for example, the comments of like where I interrupt and I'm a fucking bitch because I don't let people speak. Obviously, they could have said that in a more nicer way, you know, if they really felt that way. And I would have, you know, like constructive criticism, I would have taken better to that. But those obviously triggered me. And I would, in that moment, kind of wanted to respond and defend myself because I knew that they were true, you know?
Yeah.
And those comments, I don't read the comments anymore either. So, like, I don't know what people are saying nowadays, but in those, I was just kind of able to kind of like calm my fight or flight when I would read those and trigger myself. It was definitely really good that I had people like you and so and other like people around me that I love to lean on to talk to about these things that triggered me. But ultimately, at the end of the day, also coming back to my body and feeling those, but also telling myself like, okay, we know we're in truth, but we also know why we do it and we're working on it, and that's okay. And just kind of like working through those difficult emotions and then just letting them go, but again, not taking it personal, because I know it's something that I'm working on. I know it's something that it's natural also in a sense, you know. So yeah, I guess that's kind of like how we deal with.
I think also too, what used to trigger me a lot was when, or still kind of does, I guess, when we mention a comment and people are like, oh, they don't do any fucking research, blah, 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 blah. That used to trigger me a lot because I'd be like, damn, like, that's true. Maybe I should do more research.
Yeah.
But I also think it's cool. Not cool, but I think it's sad that people, their way of educating you are to bring you down in the process.
Yeah.
Instead of just sharing the information, you know? I think, like, even when I listen to other podcasts that maybe also don't do that much research, they just kind of mention a topic. Yeah. Then I go and I do my own research, and I think that's cool. That even if we don't know that much about it, it's still something that you can learn from because now you're hearing a topic that maybe you never heard of before. Yeah. And you're going to do your own research and you're going to go look it up if it catches your attention. Yeah. But I think I noticed a lot that people really get really offended if you don't fully know exactly what you're talking about. And it's hard to because you can't know everything. And even if you do, someone's always going to disagree with the information that you're giving. Exactly. So now I do, when people get upset, I go and read and I'm like, okay, well, now I know. Like, I didn't know then, but I do know now. And the negative comments were unnecessary to the information.
And like, even to say, like, Saul, our producer, he has his own show, I and Friends, and he does a lot of research when he like puts out like stories or like, you know, anything like about history, you know, like the new history, and he does his research and he still gets hate on the things. So it's like, yo, like, you can never win, and that just teaches you like, just do what you're gonna do. Know that people are gonna support it and people are probably gonna hate on it. At the end of the day, it's okay. As long as you're doing what you love, just keep pushing forward. The people that are gonna resonate and are meant to hear it and support you will, and just ignore everything else.
Definitely.
And another thing that also helps me with the hate, especially like when people like are just like you said, they don't give constructive criticism. They're just like hating and saying mean comments, calling you stupid, and like all these things. When I read those comments, I imagine them as kids. And I imagine them as children because I feel like the way you handle someone having like opposing thoughts is the way you handle it shows a lot about the way you were taught to handle it. And if you had friends or parents or family members that called you stupid or, you know, made you feel like you were dumb, or instead of helping you understand or teaching you in a nice way, you know, gave you like derogatory comments or made you feel even more dumber or like pushed you around, if that's the way you grew up, then I see why they come onto the internet and just fucking do the same thing.
Let their outlet out there.
Exactly. They don't have a better way of expressing that. So that's just the way they were taught. And that's what I mean. Like, I'm able to have compassion for people that you know, kind of try to throw hate at me. I'm able to not take it personal because I'm like, damn, like, this person is this way because of the way they grew up, the experiences that they had, the way they were programmed to think and speak. And if they grew up with perfect parents, quote unquote, I know they don't exist, but if they grew up with a different kind of people or were surrounded by different people that, you know, showed love and constructive criticism and just they wouldn't be that way. You know, they wouldn't be hopping on here and be like, you're fucking stupid bitch, you don't know what you're talking about. They would be like, hey, you know what? I
the
know
curly haired dumb one.
Yeah, they wouldn't say things like that. They would be like, hey, I'm acknowledging your effort. Thank you for trying to spread awareness on this topic. But
here are a few
things to help you in your research. You know, that's the way that a person that, you know, knows what the
Yeah, no,
you know,
definitely.
they
that's a way to approach someone that
Mm-hmm.
maybe isn't as not as.
You know what we mean.
Yeah.
Y'all know what we mean.
You know what we're talking about.
You know what I mean. You know, if you have brain cells, you could put two and two together. You know
and at the end of the day, also, you think you guys need to realize that we're fucking dumb.
You know, we might a little bit. We're trying our best.
We're dumb, but we're not dumb. It's just we got a little brain farts.
And
Sorry.
You know, we get little brain farts, and that's okay. And you know what? Like, at the end of the day, just please always keep in mind that this show is called I Am Besties. This is a show of fun conversations where we learn, but we also are really just here to have a good time. So, all right, besties, that wraps up our YouTube episode special of a Q&A where we answered all your questions that you guys had for us. We truly enjoyed it. I think it was a really fun episode. Fun. You guys definitely got to know us on another deeper, more close level where you guys, you know, got our answers and, you know, got to pick our brains a little bit. And we truly enjoyed all the questions. You guys really had some really good questions. So thank you guys for everyone that dropped a question. We truly appreciate you guys for supporting. We love you guys. We have so much fun filming these videos for you guys. So
definitely.
So yeah. So as always, that wraps up today's episode. I am your host, Vanessa Cazarez.
And I'm Stephanie Ramierez, and you can find me on Steph's Got Milk.
And you can find me bloomingvc.vig on Instagram and TikTok, and bloomingvc on Twitter.
Love you, besties. See you guys next week. Thank you so much if you made it through this whole video. Love you guys.
Bye.